Fox 29, 10 o'clock news starts now. We've got you covered.
Is Stuart still on track to get a new Brightline station? The hours-long meeting breaking down concerns over costs.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Tonight, police body cam footage just released showing the intense moments that led to Dolphin star Tyreek Hill being placed in handcuffs.
More active weather for us. I'll time out those showers and thunderstorms. Plus, the tropics getting active out of the very latest advisory on Francine coming up.
Plus, an agreement reached. The details of a deal by the city of Fort Pierce and the police union over department raises. We're tracking where that agreement goes from here.
But first, tonight we do have breaking news. The Martin County Sheriff's Office says it has arrested a 14-year-old student after detectives say that student stabbed another student at Jensen Beach High School.
Deputies say the suspect, a junior varsity football player, slashed his teammate, another 14-year-old JV football player, in the stomach with a razor blade after practice.
That student who was stabbed was taken to the hospital. The sheriff's office says he has non-life-threatening injuries. That other teen will be charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
The school's principal released this statement here saying, police continue to be our partner in education and safety, and speak with your child about the importance of adhering to our code of student conduct and all laws that govern safety and behavior. In addition to serious legal charges, students who make these types of choices will face severe disciplinary consequences. We will, of course, continue to follow the story and bring you the updates. Once they become available, you can find them on our website, WFLX.com.
Tonight, a still packed house at Stuart City Hall for a big vote on Brightline. More than 150 people showed up at some point today to that city commission meeting, and dozens have already spoken to commissioners.
We've been following the back and forth every step of the way. Our Zeilani Solache is actually at that meeting with why most of the people in attendance don't want commissioners to cancel the deal.
If we had Brightline, it would be so much easier and better, and we would stay off the road.
Do not lose this deal.
Many argue this station will help bring in business for the city. They worry if they rescind, the deal could go to Fort Pierce.
Do you really want the next generation to say, what were you thinking when you rejected the Stuart station?
Those who oppose the station are concerned about costs.
I would like to be able to take the train to Orlando Airport or to Miami. Just not sure I'm willing to pay those steep ticket prices and parking fees. I am against, however, the size, the scope, and the cost of this deal for the taxpayers.
The city attorney and commissioners said they could be sued by Brightline if they backed out of the agreement. In Stuart, Zeilani Solache for Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
So what happens if the city of Stuart votes the deal down? Would it actually save the city money or actually put more taxpayer dollars on the line? We sent our Kate Hussey to crunch the numbers.
The question is, could pulling out of this deal put Stuart at risk of a lawsuit? If so, rescinding their agreement with Brightline could be a costly decision. The Stuart stop once welcomed along the Brightline tracks. But the multi-million-dollar cost is why commissioners slowly backtracking.
To me, it's a very easy decision to make.
Stuart Mayor Campbell Rich is still on board, believing the cost to be far less than what taxpayers paid. The original agreement between the city, Martin County, and Brightline had all three sharing the $60 million cost. But under the latest agreement, officials are likely dropping the $30 million parking garage, cutting the cost to $30 million, which Stuart and Martin County would split.
Which we see as very unlikely that we would get there in that cost.
Here's why. Boca Raton Station, more than double the size of Stuart's proposed station, cost about $46 million to build, which included a parking garage. Plus, a federal grant that Brightline matched covered 70% of Boca's costs.
We struck a great deal for taxpayers. Not every other city may end up with the same deal, but in the long term, I think the benefits that having the connection to a major transportation network are untold.
As Boca Raton Mayor Scott Singer points out, Stuart may not get the same grants, but if they do, Mayor Rich believes the cost could be $13 million or even less, which again would be split between the city and county.
The city and the county are splitting $6 million? So, for the public benefit obtained?
Yet pulling out of the deal could bring hefty legal fees.
Practicing law for 20 years, many years spent as a litigator. Obviously, there's always a threat of litigation if one side doesn't live up to its contractual agreements.
Martin County has already invested more than $4 million in legal fees to sue Brightline over their expansion to Orlando that resulted in the settlement putting a station here on the Treasure Coast. I have reached out to Brightline. I'm still working to get a response. Kate Hussey, Fox 29 News. We've got you covered.
We know that this is a big talker for Stuart, so our Fox 29 team went out into the community to hear what this would mean for you.
It means growth for the community, but growth for businesses as well.
It would be just more noise, more congestion. It would take away from the ambiance, I think.
For the latest on Brightline's Stuart Station, you can stay up to date on our website, WFLX.com. Sticking around for a bit of the afternoon, some of the evening. Are they sticking around all night?
Yeah, we still have some showers out there right now, and eventually this will all wind down. This is all just leftover from...
James, thank you. We do have more breaking news. There is new video out now that shows the moment Miami-Dade police pulled over and placed handcuffs on Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. This was all ahead of Sunday's game at Hard Rock Stadium.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of blood don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew.
All right, so we hear it there in that body camera video that, again, just released by Miami-Dade police, that the officer asked Hill to keep his window down after Hill had rolled it up. When he appears to refuse to do so, that's when the officer can be seen pulling him out of the car and placing him face down on the ground and handcuffing him. In a statement issued by Stedman Stahl, who leads the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, that's the police union for the Miami-Dade officers there, they say that Hill's refusal to cooperate caused his detainment, and that ensuing situation. Hill was detained for officer safety after driving in a manner in which he was putting himself and others in danger. Hill spoke about the incidents after yesterday's game.
It wasn't disrespectful, you know, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
Dolphins defensive tackle Calais Campbell said he was also handcuffed when he tried to help de-escalate that situation. The South Florida PBA says Hill was handed 2 citations and released from the scene. The director of Miami-Dade Police says an internal affairs investigation is underway and 1 officer has been placed on administrative duty.
Developing news tonight. After months of back and forth, the city of Fort Pierce and its police union have come to an agreement on officer salaries. That new deal would give the officers a 9% pay raise plus an added percentage based upon where they're at in the STEM system. At the start of the negotiations in the spring, the union wanted a 15% raise that the city countered with an 8% bump. Well, for months, the 2 sides have tried to hammer out a deal, with the officers telling the city they wanted to stay competitive with other agencies and also reduce turnover in the department.
We are very relieved, and we're looking forward to having a good relationship working with the city in the future on trying to look for those new revenue sources, those big drivers of revenue that can really make this department very competitive with the neighboring agencies in the future.
The deal now goes to union members for a vote. If approved, it then goes to the city commission.
A group in Riviera Beach is calling for action when it comes to the city's water issues. Next, we listen to their growing concerns.
Plus, we're digging deeper into one of the biggest issues impacting parents this election. We're asking families how they benefit from an expanded child tax credit.
I was trying to go heart, but I was so weak.
We look into state law's existing regulations and why Congress is pushing for more money to get AEDs in every school. Tonight at 10:30, we investigate beating the clock.